Hi, this is Alex from devstories.eu. BMad Method, Episode 8 of 15. Before you let an AI write hundreds of lines of code, there is one critical step you must run to prevent a catastrophic sprint. That step is breaking work down in the gate check. At this stage of the workflow, you have a finalized product requirements document and a completed architecture design. Now you need tickets. This is where the project manager agent steps in. Its job is to execute the create epics and stories process. The PM agent reads the requirements document, but it does not operate in a vacuum. It cross-references those business needs with the constraints defined in your architecture documentation. The PM agent translates high-level features into epics. Then it slices those epics into specific, actionable user stories. It drafts the acceptance criteria and the technical context for each task. By referencing the architecture documents, the PM ensures that the data models and component interactions required by the story actually exist in the technical plan. This guarantees that every ticket serves a real business requirement while strictly conforming to the boundaries of the system design. The output of this step is a fully populated backlog. Here is the key insight. Once that backlog exists, the temptation is overwhelming to immediately start generating code. People routinely skip the next step out of sheer impatience. They want to see working software, so they push the new tickets straight to development. Do not do this. Skipping a readiness check is how you end up burning expensive API tokens on code that cannot be integrated. This is why the architect agent steps back in to perform the check implementation readiness phase. This is your ultimate safety net. It operates as a strict gate check before any programming begins. The architect reads every single epic and user story generated by the PM and validates them directly against the architecture. The architect is looking for missing technical prerequisites, architectural contradictions, or silent assumptions. It verifies that every data structure mentioned in a story has a corresponding database schema. It checks that the necessary service endpoints are actually defined. Consider a specific scenario. You run the gate check, and the architect flags an epic for a new user notification feature. The ticket assumes the use of a specific third-party messaging API. However, the architect points out that this integration was never discussed or approved in the architecture decision records. The gate check halts the process immediately. You just saved hours of wasted development time trying to build a feature against an unapproved or undocumented dependency. This collaboration between business needs and technical reality is the core of this phase. The PM agent defines the work based on what the user requires. The architect agent verifies the work based on what the system can actually support. You only move forward when the architect signs off, proving that the backlog is completely implementable. A perfect product requirement is entirely useless if the underlying system architecture cannot support it, and this gate check is the only objective proof that your tickets are actually ready to build. That is all for this one. Thanks for listening, and keep building.